Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Straight to the point. Make sure y'all hit that like button and do sub to the channel if you're not a member and hit those notifications as well. LDBC, you know how we rocking, what's popping. And I appreciate all of my subs, day ones as well as my new subs too as well, that have came aboard. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel so much, man. Appreciate that y'all showing me for the progression of this channel, man. I'm gonna grind for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grind for y'all. Rain, sleet, or snow, like the brother Mark Jackson, Coach Mark Jackson said. Make sure y'all sharing this video too as well. All right, look. Hey, we busy, man. It wasn't a busy night for the NBA, but it was a it was a crazy night, and it's been a lot of situations that have taken place that we definitely got to cook on. Now, I talked about this briefly, the situation that's going on with Sherrone Moore. Okay, and hey, I might be on the island by myself with this situation in terms of how I feel, but Sherrone Moore was wrong, man. He was on a tight leash to begin with. Now, look, I know people gonna bring Ime Udoka. They're gonna bring up a couple of other situations. Old boy from Ohio State, get his name. That's what I'm saying. That gives you even more consciousness to not do this. And plus, for 6 years, so we got to link in too. So this probably had been going on for quite some time. Now, Sherrone Moore, in case you don't know, things have gotten even worse. Okay, Sherrone Moore, if you don't know, Sherrone Moore is the head coach for the Michigan State Wolverines. Okay, he's been there 2 years ever since he took over for Harbaugh. Okay, now Harbaugh, of course, we all knew the situation. Uh, the year they won the title and they ended up winning Ohio State. Um, they won. There had been two separate incidents that had taken place, which Sherrone Moore had stepped in and was the interim coach or whatever, and they ultimately won, but it was controversial. Well, the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people felt that Sherrone Moore had did a great job. Not only that, they 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 put their eye on Sherrone Moore because why? He was the first black coach, black head coach in Michigan's history. So I mean that was phenomenal, but at the same time, the program was already being watched. You know, because of the sign scandal, and then of course the recruiting situation that had taken place or whatever, two separate incidents, which pretty much have rocked the NCAA college football. Now, Sherrone Moore, his contract, uh, he's on a 5-year, $6.1 million annual contract, and he was set to receive bonuses. He was going to get a retention bonus of 500,000, and then he was in line for another bonus for 3.5 million. Well, guess what? All that went out of the window because now they did the buyout. The buyout is set at 13.8 million, 13.89 million. So he's lost a lot of money, and on top of that, so he's lost what? I think a total of 16.1 million, if I'm not mistaken. 75% of his contract he's lost. Now, with this situation that's going on, I'm not on Sherrone Moore's side. I'm not. Usually, I'm stepping in. I'm stepping in forefront for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, what you have personal, going on in your personal life, that's on you. But you knew what you was getting into, especially man when you dibbling and dabbling. I'll put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that have their own taste in women. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go down that road because there's some people that like what they like. But I'm gonna say this though, a lot of people felt that you wouldn't have never had that job if it wasn't for your wife that you were with. Uh, Apparently, he's been with his wife for 8 years, and then of course he had been arrested and detained because of an assault that just immediately after he was fired. Now, what was going on? No, you know what I'm saying, but it's not looking good right now. And on top of that, this is going to mess things up for him in terms of a job. This might mess things up for him. Uh, what up? What up, Cheyenne? We talking about So to just give you a quick rundown, Sherrone Moore, of course, has been arrested and detained, or he was arrested and detained for assault. He had been with the program for 6 years. So I leave his wife. Okay, he didn't want to leave his wife. Things had heated up. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like and see. This has been investigated. I think that there was a 2 to 3 year investigation that was going on. Everybody want me to get on here, Cheyenne, and be like, "Oh man, you're supposed to be looking out for the brother." Man, look, I'm not gonna look out for you if you're doing stupidity. Stephen Green, I see you in the building. Make sure you go sub to Stephen Green. Me and Stephen Green, we disagree on this. You he got fired for nothing. No, he got fired for stupidity. How stupid could you be, man? It's in your contract that you're not supposed to be doing that. What you're supposed to be doing. He could have made. Listen, I my number wrong when I did the short. Cheyenne and Steven. I think he could have made somewhere if he'd have stayed in line and kept doing what he's doing in terms of being successful, because I think Michigan was 9-3. They were fifth in in the Big Ten. They were tied with I forget who they were tied with. I forget who else was 9-3. I think I got to go back and go look. But they were tied with somebody, but they were fifth in. They just got beat um, 31 to 12 by somebody too. But he was up for a retention bonus of 500,000, Cheyenne and Stevens, and on top of that, he was up for the other bonus, which was set at 3.5 million. His contract is at 6.1 million annually for over 5 years. So let's do the math. That's about 30 million. Then you got another 500,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know what I'm saying? That's somewhere along the lines of about point 0.5. Then you have another bonus. So he could have made close to 34 million. 34 million, man, and counting. He could have had that, you know what I'm saying, added to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, he could have added some more change. I'll put it to you like that. But now they did a buyout. Um, the buyout was set at what, 16.8? I'm doing all this in my head because this is from what I saw. Because the biggest thing, he took a L of the money. That's the biggest thing. He took a L with the money, getting the bag and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You chose ass over possibly generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say generational wealth, but a substantial amount of money. You chose ass over that. Look, you said one on one versus a lot. They possibly would give him extended. His wife giving him the evil eye. I mean, she's supposed to. If it wasn't for, listen, Steven, if it wasn't for him, I mean, if it wasn't for her, she wouldn't have had that job. Look, I understand where you're coming from. There's other guys doing it, but you got to realize this: how many black coaches have been at Michigan? Go ahead and count. How many black coaches have been in Michigan? I'll wait, and I'm talking about head coaches. He was the first one. He was the first one in history. You're gonna be on a tight ass leash, just like that. You know, with Juwan Howard. Now he want the first black coach, if I'm not mistaken, over there with the basketball. But you know, they was on Juwan Howard too. You see what happened with Juwan Howard. You know, and although Juwan Howard wasn't as successful as we wanted him to be, you know what I'm saying, but that's a whole nother situation. That, you know, he wasn't with no he had a controversy in terms of, you know, with shoving and all that other stuff or whatever. But this one is a whole nother magnitude. You got man, dog. You could have did this if you were gonna mess with somebody. You should have did it outside of the program. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be calculated. But like I said, shouldn't have been doing anything anyways, man. Like you know, you getting the bag, nigga. It's all good, like you know. But we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm gonna put it to you like this, Stephen. It's highly unlikely he will get another coaching job in the NCAA. And then you got who's like Paul Philibon or whatever. And Cheyenne, he didn't make it no better. Listen, from a from a human around there. Yeah, there's something in fight with every single day. Well, the vast majority of men. If you work in the office building, if you're around somebody all the time, you know what I'm saying? She's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? She walking around, dressed good, she's bringing you your coffee, you know what I'm saying? Y'all together, y'all take lunch together. Y'all might occasionally have a. You go to her house, she comes to yours, she comes to visit, sits on your couch. Listen, somehow, some way, room together alone, she gonna start feeling comfortable. She gonna start feeling comfortable. You said example, Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach, not messing himself. Yeah, exactly. Salute, Alex. I don't think Alex wants to talk about this situation, but we gonna cook on it regardless of whether you do or not. You know what I'm saying? He was wrong about this, okay? Because I know we talking about Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Michigan wrong. Oh my God, man! Don't talk about Michigan now, man. You making the program look bad, bro. Look, I don't blame. Listen, what the Fab Five did to me, that was stupidity. Getting money under the table when y'all make it. Sorry about that, y'all. They don't listen. To me, what Jalen Rose and them did with the Fab Five, I could understand what they did. You know, when it came for the Fab Five from Michigan, I know I'm touching on something different, but it's still a part of the program. I know about all that shit. Guys like Alex and you know what I'm saying, people that's like hardcore Michigan fans, Michigan. I fuck with Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? I done been to Flint. You know what I mean? I done been to Detroit. I done been. Listen, these people are hardcore fans, man. You know what I'm saying? The Pistons, the Red Wings, you know what I'm saying? The Tigers. Listen, I got family up there, not too much, and plus I got a few close friends. Got some friends from Flint, got a few friends from Detroit. Listen, man, they all about that. You know what I'm saying? What up, though? Know what I'm talking about? What up, though? Yeah. What's up, Brown Sugar? I see you in the building. Brown Sugar up in here. She just had her breakfast. You know what I'm saying? She just had her omelet, her pancakes, her waffles with some syrup and butter. Now I'm talking about. But anyway, but to get back on the situation, listen, man, they gonna try to make him the poster child, just like they did Ime Udoka, just like they did Ime Udoka. Now, could he have? Okay, Steven, Brown Sugar, Alex, Cheyenne, could he? Could he have possibly won? But we'll never, we'll never know. He might. He listen. I'm put to you like this. He's not gonna get another job in the program again. Not with this. And on top of that, you got an assault on your record. You know what I'm saying? So now you known as a violent, a violent offender. You know what I'm saying? So not only can you listen, I put you like this, Brown Sugar, Steven, Cheyenne, everybody up in here. Not only can you not control your dick, you can't control your anger. You can't control your emotions. I mean, that ties in hand. You can't control your emotions because you know what I'm saying. You let desire and lust get in the way. On top of that, he was with the program for 6 years. You blew 30 some odd million You know what I'm saying? With the bonus, with the retention bonus and the bonuses included for a piece of ass. No, he can't. He's not gonna. Hey, you want to put money on that? Listen, Steven, you making all these predictions. He ain't gonna get another job, man. You know why? Because he'll probably get a job. I say at the highest, he'll probably be like JUCO. Yeah, I listen. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, Steven. And some people might be mad when I say this. He don't deserve. He don't deserve another job, man. Not for the stupidity that he did, man. And on top of that, you were with the program for 6 years, man. You know what I'm saying? You're probably like at the most you probably maybe even high school level, but then you gotta worry about if he gonna start messing around with students and shit like that. Nah, man, they ain't gonna take no risk like that, Steven. You gotta be calculated with this shit. That's why your resume gotta be tight. You know what I'm saying? Brown Sugar, you know what I'm saying? She business. She all about business. Would you want somebody coming up in your business? You know what I'm saying? That they had a past, but they just recently. You're gonna think to yourself, okay, you were with the program for 6 seasons, in trouble for affair that had taken place. You look, everybody deserves a second. Some people deserve third chances, but this right here, man, this was dumb. Listen, you signed the contract. That's why you gotta read what you sign, man, before you put your ink before you ink anything. You gotta read it, and they got him for cause. What is he gonna prove? Man, you listen, Steven. This dude was at the highest level on a national level, on a national stage. You understand what I mean? Like this ain't no school. Like this ain't no like Blend junior college and no shit like that. Nah, and not to down JUCO and no shit like that. But I mean, this is the cream of the crop. This is Michigan, man. You got a stain on your record for a long time. When the last time you heard from Urban Meyer? When the last time you heard from Urban Meyer? And he white. When the last time you heard from him? You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta take into account what you doing. I fuck with Rick Pitino. I used to fuck with Rick Pitino. But a lot of people got mad at me because I wasn't on Rick Pitino's side with the situation that he went through. Now that had to do with the whole recruiting and stuff like that or whatever, with Louisville and stuff. I wasn't on his side when he was messing up, man. You can't be doing that. You on a tight leash, man. They are looking at you, and on top of that, you the first black head coach in history. Yeah, man. They want to give you an opportunity so that you can mess up. Right, Fox Network, but we talking about coaching. We talking about coaching. That's completely different. That's something that they love to do. I mean, yeah, they probably on there, you know what I'm saying, an affiliate with the network and all that other stuff or whatever. But I'm talking about coaching in the coaching circuits. Hell, I mean, you could go up there and talk about the game of football and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Be a Eric Mangini or be a, you know what I'm saying? Look at Mike Malone. You think Mike Malone want to be sitting up there on countdown and shit like that. No, he want to be out there coaching. You know what I'm saying? They want to be out there coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? You think Urban Meyer wanted? No, he want to be coaching. Cause coaching, you got that bravado. You got that. You got that power. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, when you walk in and you the head coach. You know what I'm saying? You the head nigga in charge. You know what I'm saying? You know that's you know that feel good. But like I said, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and a lot comes with it too. A lot comes with it too, and that includes, man, knowing what you're doing, watching who you got around you. Should have been some people in his ear. I'd have been in his ear. I'd have been like, dog, what the fuck is you doing, man? Because I know how to read. I know how to read. I know how to observe, Stephen. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially people that, you know what I'm saying, they doing their thing or whatever. I done seen it firsthand with people that you know, for a piece of ass, lose their job, man. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with, like, Stephen, Brown Sugar, Cheyenne, Alex, everybody up in here. As a man, yes, you supposed to clap them cheeks. Gotta clap them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the fact that you married, okay, hey, that's you know, that's morality. You know, she might feel some type of way about that. Then on top of that, you gotta think about it. If it wasn't for her, he probably wouldn't have had that job. You know what I'm saying? She probably was fighting for him to get that job. Knew some people up in there, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Fucked her over. Guess what? Now you mess with the wrong one. Then on top of that, you got an assault. Let that sink. You going within the program. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? And then I'm gonna get to the NBA. I understand what you're saying, but it's some school ain't gonna, man. No, Steven, let's bet money on that. Go ahead, put your money where your mouth is, man. You know, I see you be making all these predictions and stuff like that, but you don't want to put it up. I guarantee you, he's not. They're not gonna hire him nowhere. Like, he ain't gonna get one in Division I football. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm not doubting him. I don't want to doubt him in the fact of, like, I don't want him to find anything. But you should have been smarter about what you did. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you know, he was investigated. This was an investigation that took place. They hired a private investigator, man. Come on, let that sink in, Steve. Bet $40? Hell, I'll put 100. I put 100 that he ain't gonna get one in Division I football. How about that? I'll boost that motherfucker up for you. And you got my cash app. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you ain't gonna find one. Yeah, he'll probably, and I'm talking about as a head nigga in charge. I ain't talking about no, you know, no coordinator. I ain't talking about no you know, staff or none of that other stuff. I'm talking about head nigga in charge. Head nigga in charge. Now who you think gonna get the Michigan job? It's probably gonna be the coach from Indiana. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. They probably gonna go after him if he leave Indiana. Notre Dame, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he'll leave Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, man, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later, man, because this is a subject that I want to. Nobody want to talk about this. I am. All right, last night, uh, Lakers got their ass spanked by the Spurs without Wemby. Without Wemby. Without Wemby. And the supporting cast, they had either seven or eight guys in double figures. De'Aaron Fox, he had 20. Castle was in double figures. I think he had like 17, 18. Dylan Harper, 17, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Had people off the bench. this is what's so terrible about the Lakers. Now, everybody is making my case. Rich Paul, all these motherfuckers now, they want to start sweltering the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Now they not playing good because of all the drama. Yeah, you had that dunk. Okay, yeah, okay, that was great. And LeBron, he shot 50%, but at the same time, he was still a minus 16. He was a minus 16. Okay, I think he had 3 turnovers too. All right, and on top of that, Marcus Smart scored 26 points off the bench. Austin Reeves didn't have a good game. You know why? Because he's been listening to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you can see that San Antonio, they're so spread out. Like, they're playing as a team. They're not, they under the radar. Ain't nobody paying attention. Now, everything, all the attention is on the Lakers. Thanks, Rich Paul. Because he up in there talking stuff saying, oh, yeah, Austin Reeves deserves to be on the bench. Rui Hachimura, he couldn't get off. You know what I'm saying? He was a non-factor. You said the future is, I see in front of my own eyes, limit Reeves. Yeah, where's the 30 points at? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Y'all get blown out. What was it, 132 to 115 or some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? That dunk, I mean, dog, of course, you dunking over a dude. You dunking over a dude, man. You know that ain't Wemby. That you know what I'm saying? That ain't that ain't the guy that's leading the league in blocks. Potential defensive player of the year candidate. That ain't who you got that dunk over. I mean, yeah, well, it's impressive, but y'all still losing. Look, bro, they were doing good without you. They were doing good without you, man. Like the brother Turov say, shout out to Turov, man. It's time for you to go. Let these young boys play. Marcus Smart had 26 points off the bench. Man, what the fuck is this? He had 26 points off the bench, and on top of that, he was in the positive. I think he was a +3, a +2 or 3. The highest plus minus was LeBron at -16. He was a -16, and Jackson Hayes, he was a -25. Jackson Hayes couldn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? See, now when they play, see, now, look, I don't like to get this motherfucker his credit, but I'll say this. Now I can kind of understand why Rich Paul said that. Okay, yeah, they they're probably not a contender. If they playing like this, they can't be no contender. But in order for them to be a contender, man, like I said, you're gonna have to put LeBron on the bench. JJ Redick needs to stand on business. And on top of that, JJ Redick, he the one that got blown out. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Darvin Ham, he won the cup. You said what's going to happen is Giannis going to the Lakers, Trey Reeves, and three-player deal. Well, we don't know that yet, Steven. We don't know that yet. That's just speculation. That's speculation right now. You know what I'm saying? That's speculation right now. And from what I'm being told, like I said, we don't know nothing yet. What I'm being told, man, is that Milwaukee, don't they're not interested in Reeves like that. And then on top of that, I know where you're getting that from. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't heard that, but yes, you're gonna have to get other teams involved with the Lakers because the Lakers don't have the assets like that. You know what I'm saying? You said Lakers always have a dominant center. Well, Giannis is not. He's not a natural center, man. Let's just get that out of the way. He's not a natural. Okay. DeAndre Ayton would be the center. I'm saying if they have DeAndre Ayton or whatever, but it's still not gonna work, Steven. It's not gonna work. If he go to LA, the same thing gonna happen over there at OKC. You thinking, they automatically in the championship? No, that's not gonna happen, man. Then on top of that, you gotta think about it like this too. As much as I love Giannis, Giannis is my favorite player. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Giannis is injury prone. Okay, I had to talk about that. And then on top of that, Giannis has never played. I think he only had one season. I don't think Giannis has ever played more than 75 games. And this is coming from a Giannis fan. I mean, you could fact check me on that, Steven. I think maybe he had one season, 1 or 2 seasons. That was it. And then Giannis is getting older. He's 31. He got to win now, and he's gonna want his money too. Man, you're gonna have to listen. The Milwaukee Bucks is gonna want something in return, and they're not gonna want no bullshit. Like I said, it's not gonna work. Yeah, they're not getting no title. They're not getting no title no time soon. And 53 million. You still got to deal with that. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that. But we're talking about the Lakers right now. I mean, realistically, man, do you really like honestly? Do you see that really working? I mean, it looks good. I mean, it looks phenomenal. Giannis and Luca, because Luca is one of them players that can play with anybody. But I think now I disagree with some people saying that Giannis can't play in a big market. I think he can play in a big market. Dog, man. Market, but able to handle the expectations that come with it. Because now that you play in the big market, guess what? The expectations are higher. You know what I'm saying? They didn't expect you to win nothing while you was over there in Milwaukee. No, he don't. No, he don't. Now, if you talk about money wise, yeah, it, they look. You talk about okay, Austin Reeves 15 mil. Uh, you talking about LeBron 53 mil. You know, and Austin Reeves is gonna want his money. I'm pretty sure he gonna want to hear offers or whatever. But no, you keep things the way that it is, man. Like keep things the way that it is. LeBron just needs to go to the bench, man. He needs to go to the bench. You'll be suited coming off the bench. And only look, he up in there, doing all those dunks and stuff like that. But it's not impactful. I know a lot of people like you got a lot of LeBron fans coming up saying, "Oh, American the dog, I thought he was done." Okay, Nobody said that he won't in shape. But damn, -16, -16. Come on, man. Giannis, no LeBron would be better. Yeah, I think it would, but we gotta look at it long term. LeBron not going to the bench. Yeah, too much pride. Yeah, I mean, well, he'll have to go to the bench if JJ Reddy tells him to. He gonna have to go to the bench if JJ Reddy tells him to. And that's that. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If JJ Reddy do that, I'll earn. He'll get a whole nother level of respect from me if he does that. You know, I mean, you might as well because he he doesn't have control over that organization. And Jeannie Buss needed to understand that. She needed to understand that from the get. You don't have no control over here. I mean, you brought a bubble ring, but the Lakers had championship before your ass came. You know what I mean? You bought a bubble ring, and some people call it a regular title, but come on, man. Hold on.